It's giving shade.
It's giving dirty.
It's giving what if.
Hey listeners, before we jump in today, I would like to share a disclaimer. The views and opinions in this podcast episode are 100% strictly my own. They do not reflect any professional organization, business, or board with which I am associated. The content of this podcast is for mature audiences only. Listener discretion is advised. Let's jump in. Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of It's Giving What If, your favorite podcast with your favorite host, Albs, which is I. So you're tuning back. Obviously, you like what you've heard. We've had some really fun, outrageous conversations, and it's just getting more and more spookier, wilder, and dirtier. So today, if you're watching us, you see that I have two guests today, two very special guests. And so let's all give a welcome to Holly and J-Kub. Welcome, y'all.
Hello, thank you.
Yes, I'm so excited to have you both. Before we get started, I like to talk about annoying things that have been going on in the past week for me. So, Holly, what's been something that's really been annoying for you?
Struggling with time. That's been annoying to me. Like, I usually am really good on like, okay, if I get this and this done in this time, I'll be able to leave by this time and make it here. And time annoys me because I'm like, it's fake anyways. Time isn't even real. Why am I struggling with it so much? But that's been giving to me.
Yeah, I know. Time is such a tricky one because sometimes I'm very like, I can be early and then sometimes I'm just plain late. Like it can go either way.
Mm-hmm. And things just are happening so like rapid fire last week that I've just kind of been like, it's already Wednesday because it feels like it should be Monday and my whole day, like, yeah. So this last week has been crazy for me.
Just wait till the time changes here in a few weeks.
No, but I do love the dark. So
did we keep that or did they get rid of that? Do you know?
I think we still have it. Yeah.
Okay. I heard there was talk of like it got. I don't know. I've heard they were going to get rid of it, but I can't keep up. They took Pluto from us. Now they want to take daylight savings. So
and time, like the Gregorian calendar. So they changed time already on us once and like length of years and months and all that. So it's like, what?
What is the Gregorian calendar like based on?
So that was our original calendar.
Okay.
And then they switched it over to what it is now, 12 months rather than 13. And so like in 2019, when like COVID was coming into play, did you know that would have really been 2012, December 21st, 2012? That would have been.
Wow.
Yes. So the world really, it paused for a whole year.
Interesting.
That is crazy.
And we're all starting over again.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, that would make sense because we technically would extend. Yeah, we would extend the year by a month. So interesting.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Fair.
Yeah, now my brain's like thinking all sorts of things.
Oh man, my brain's been going 90-0 with conspiracy stuff. So you just tell me.
We love conspiracies here. So anyone you want to share, please share them. Yeah. So J-Kub, babe, what's been annoying you lately?
I don't really know. I try to be pretty, happy-go-lucky. But I don't know. I really don't know.
That's such a PC answer. Like he's like running for Miss America. Like I want world peace.
It takes a lot to get on my nerves, really.
Yeah. Well, for me, I would say like passive aggressive social media trolls. Like I've just been seeing so many of them just like hop on people's pages and talk so much shit, whether it's like transphobic or racist or just plain dumb. Like there's this drag queen that I follow. Her name's Coco Kane. And like some guy felt the need to just like go on her page and tell her that she was like a bootleg Trixie Mattel, and like then started saying all this homophobic stuff, transphobic actually, and like she's like, really, you're just washed up. Like, who are you? Like, you're not relevant. You have way less followers than me. You act like you're somebody special. Like, give it up. Like, there's just no point. And I mean, she wasn't phased. Like, I love her attitude of not caring, but I just think like, who has the energy to like go on someone's page, try to talk shit to them? Like, what's the point?
Miserable.
Yeah.
They're miserable in their own life.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Thank you, prayers for you, baby.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and that's the thing is like, if you're that unhappy, I guess, yeah, you're going to try to make other people feel just like you. So that's just kind of like ridiculous. And I can't stand that, you know? And like, that's why I think social media can be so toxic, because that's what you see is a lot of that.
Yeah. People forget that it's okay to have really good discussions, and then they want to be hateful, and then they just spew whatever venom that they have.
Yeah, totally. Totally. Have you ever been like attacked by people on social media for anything?
I say a lot of controversial things. So I have a platform where people can say exactly how they feel, but I'm still going to give my opinion.
Right.
People can take it or leave it, but yeah, I get it. And I have to hear what you say, you know, but I don't have to believe it. I don't have to resonate with it. Say what you need to say, but
Right.
okay, you know.
Yeah. What is the craziest thing that someone's like said on your page or said to you?
I don't know. I'll have to think about that. I get a lot of crazy things.
I know you haven't really been a lot on social media. You're on Instagram, so it's a little like safer from that. But like, do you have any like experiences when you were on Facebook or anything you can think of?
Of like people trolling me personally.
Mm-hmm.
No, when I was on social media, I was on like a lot of like pro like Democrat groups, and like a lot of like Hillary Clinton groups. I was like very active during like the 2016 election and stuff. And so I mean, we would troll each other back and forth, like, you know, the Democrats and Republicans. So I think we were equally trolling each other back then.
That's fun. That is fun.
That probably was one of the craziest times for social media, was during that election, right?
Yes.
Oh yeah. And that's why I quit Facebook, and I've been happier ever since, honestly.
Yeah, social media is tough, man.
I dream about getting rid of Facebook sometimes, but it's just like, I also don't want to. So I don't know. But I'm always thinking about like making like a social media cleanse and just like purging all these people. Cause like I have so many people on my social media that like, one, don't interact with me. Like they were my friends at one point or one era of my life. And now I'm like, do I really want you to have access to like everything that I post? And it's like, and I don't post like a lot of like personal stuff. Like I post pictures of like what we do, but like you'll never find me on there like, oh, I had the worst day. Like I hate Sally because she's such a hoe. And like, no, like that's not what I use it for. But like, I don't know. I just feel sometimes like it would be easier if I just got rid of those people. But then I'm like, they're not going to get so upset. But I'm like, but we never interact. So what's the point?
Yeah, absolutely. I was thinking, I remember a crazy time, a crazy moment.
Okay.
I had posted something, probably uplifting, spiritual, and then this woman just kept going back and forth with me, and I would tell my truths, and she would speak hers. Then she private messaged me and was like, "You ain't no guru. You need to stop trying to act like you're this healer or whatever." I'm like, "Well, I am a healer, thank you." So kudos to you. But yeah, she just was tearing me up, and I was like, oh man, she was going through like a really hard time in her life, and she had like given me that information prior. So I was just like, I don't know, like I can post whatever I want. It's my social media.
Yeah.
If it's uplifting and healing, great.
And like, why is that infringing on anyone? Like, I don't get that.
I don't either. She had to have been having a bad day.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Definitely. Be like, more healing for you, ma'am. That's what you need.
Pray, ma'am.
Yeah. So now that we kind of like aired out some grievances, what do you like? Tell us about you, Holly. Who are you? What do you do? Like, what makes you so unique and special?
Man, that's on the spot. I just feel like I have overcome a lot in my life. So what makes me unique is the fact that I enjoy being authentic. It doesn't feel odd or strange to me like it used to in my past. And I think a lot of people really battle with being their authentic self because we have been trained and programmed for so long to be what society seems as we should be. And I don't live by that code anymore, but I used to. So I think my growth is something that really makes me unique. Things that make me special, my heart and like the way I love people, because that's truly what I see this life as an opportunity to do. So I enjoy healing. I enjoy all the things that are spooky. I enjoy uh, like people's modalities. I think that people are medicine. And so that's why I really like interacting with people because they have a piece of the puzzle or a part of the medicine for healing and our collective. So, yeah.
I love that.
That's
I mean,
awesome.
yeah, I think that we definitely, a lot of us have been raised in such like an individualistic like mind frame, and like so we don't realize how much we do rely on community, friends, whatever that community looks like. And like you said, it's kind of medicine. Sometimes you just need your friends to like hang out with you and just make you feel better.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's one thing that I learned was like boundaries with friendships. That was one thing I never knew either prior to my growth. I feel like I overexerted myself so much and then I was resentful towards my friends, which that's not how friendship works.
Right.
So like I had to really learn like, okay, well, there's a boundary here when it comes to friendships. And that's a huge thing for me too now.
Love that. So you have a podcast. Tell us more.
I do. It's called the Psychonauts Mirror. And I started it because I was about to embark on this really cool healing journey where I practice with ayahuasca with a tribe, one spirit. And I did that for a year. And during that year, I decided that people need to hear that they're not alone. And going out there and going into my shadow, like diving into it with ayahuasca, it just, the message that kept coming back from Mama Aya was, you have a voice, you need to use it. And you need to figure out what that is. And it was that podcast. It was me being able to allow people to come on, be their authentic self. It gave me the platform to let people know they're not alone, because during integrations after ayahuasca ceremonies, everybody talks about their experience, maybe something that happened in the past that they healed from, that they brought with them to try to heal. So I was definitely led to do that by spirit and ayahuasca.
Nice.
Yeah. So now it's kind of progressed into like it's just everything. It was ceremony and integration, interviewing different healers, and then it's turned into this most recent one's doing like a chakra balance, walking people through each 7 chakras and learning how to cleanse and unblock them, kind of unfuck yourself and get back to like a divine connection. So it's kind of just anything. It's any kind of platform for anyone to talk. So if anyone ever wants to come on and talk about something, that's what it's there for. It's there for the medicine. It's there for the healing, to utilize your voice, to clear your throat chakra and talk through your heart.
I love that. What do you have any like cool things coming up or any special things that you're going to do with future episodes?
I am. So in October, my friend Brittany and I are going to be investigating her house because she has spirits galore. Like, I got spirits, but I know my spirits that are in my home. This girl just like, hey guys, come on over. Yeah, no, you're welcome. She don't even know she's calling them in, but she is. So yeah.
So she's like a spirit magnet.
She is a spirit magnet, and she can like, okay. Have y'all heard about the Sally house?
I don't think so.
Y'all got to look into it because don't watch any videos though. Just do research on it because so you know how like the movie The Ring works.
Yeah.
You watch that movie, it comes out, and then you have so many days, yada yada. The Sally House, people go and investigate, and when they record it, if you watch a video, it's almost like stuff starts happening in your house almost immediately.
What?
Wow.
There are disclaimers on YouTube videos like don't watch this unless you want something to happen, and it ain't for fake. Stuff really does happen. She watched very little bit of this segment, and her house has been crazy since.
Wow.
And I'm talking, it goes from looking childlike to monster-like, terrorizing the children. I mean, it's wild. Mm-hmm.
Wow. So has she had like any like contact beyond seeing them, or like what has happened?
Physical touch happens all the time to her. She's had her hair like yanked where she was like, ow. Yeah. She's been touched on her backside. There's been communication, but listen, she has these devices where she communicates with them.
Like what
So
kind of
it
device?
just happens. Like the it's an EVP thing.
Yeah.
The white noise that goes through that. So
where's that house located?
it's located on the southeast side of Oklahoma City, on the south side of 240.
So that's the Sally house, or did you say the Sally house?
Oh no, my friend's house. No, I am not positive where the Sally house is actually located, but the whole town is actually haunted. But that house has got like the scariness with it. That's the one that always gets investigated, always gets recorded.
Wow.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Well, you're definitely gonna have to look into that because
Yes.
But
don't watch any videos.
You say what?
Don't watch any videos.
We won't.
Okay.
You know, so the interesting thing is like I love like spooky stuff, and I've never had an encounter. You know, and you have your thoughts. What are your thoughts on that, babe?
I mean, I'm a skeptic usually, but I'm not saying that like that stuff isn't real or doesn't happen. It just hasn't happened to me. And I was 5 years old saying like, come on, Mom, Santa Claus, there's no way he could be flying around the world. So like I've always been a skeptic. Like I was telling my little kindergartner classmates, like, hey, yeah, I was right. My mom told me I was right. There's no Santa Claus, always been a skeptic. So I'm not saying that it's not true, but I mean, I don't want to test it or nothing.
Yeah, I don't.
So
and if you test it, I don't want it to be tested at our house. Like,
right. I wouldn't do it out of respect for you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Would you ever go on like an investigation? Would you ever investigate?
Yeah, I would. Yeah.
I did a ghost tour at Fort Reno 1 year, and I don't necessarily. I mean, it was a paranormal investigative team, but I mean, we didn't like find anything. They told us the stories of like Fort Reno because Fort Reno was like super old. A lot of people died there. And so that was pretty fun. I would love to go on an investigation. Actually, I think last year we were looking at one. There's like a paranormal group that does like some like really big investigations, and I don't remember why we didn't go, but yeah, that might be something I would definitely want to do this year.
Yeah. Well, in October, I'll be investigating my friend's house, and you both are welcome.
Love that.
All right.
Yeah, let us know.
Yeah.
I would love to
come down.
I would love to go.
And then you can come on my podcast and we can talk about it.
Yeah.
I love that. But yeah, that's that would be fun. There was a show on Netflix. I'm trying to think what it was called. We just watched it not that long ago. They were investigating. It was like 3 groups investigating 3 different hauntings. And I mean, I don't know a lot of it. I would actually like to get a paranormal research like team to come like talk with us on the episode, but there's I guess different levels of haunting. There's different like things and stages that happen in hauntings, but like one of them they were saying how like the spirit or the demons will possess people, and like I mean it was for Netflix. I don't know how much of it was real or not, but the gentleman starts acting weird. He starts not acting like himself, and like they like pretty, I think, violent even at one point. And so they have to like get him out of there. I think he was a priest or something. I don't know. Do you remember what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I remember the show, but I don't. don't remember his name or nothing, but
Yeah.
or the name of the show. But yeah, I remember what you're talking about. He did start acting. I think he was a preacher or
Yeah.
something.
So it was just very interesting, to see that and to see what people's like experiences were, because I do think that people that are more open are easier to see things, and then people that are like, I don't believe it, it's easy to just not see it too,
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. I agree with that.
How would you say it's best to differentiate like an actual encounter versus someone just like sensationalizing it and saying, oh, I felt this and it really wasn't?
Man, it's your intuition and and them hairs on your arm and the goosies. There's just you just have to know. I mean, I think the brain is probably brilliant, so it can trick you into thinking that something's happening when it's really not. So I think it's a deeper connection of knowing, honestly. Or if you can't just outright see it, then people can usually. So your senses, like that's your sixth sense. To me, that's what your sixth sense truly is being able to be like, oh, there's something energetically not right here. And you can feel those things as long as you allow yourself to.
Yeah. Well, and like last night, it was like, I don't know, it was getting pretty close to midnight, I think. And I had to go into the living room to get something. Jacob was in the bed, and then like I'm getting something out of the living room, and I just like feel like this presence, and I'm like, what the like, and I'm terrified of aliens. We actually did an episode yesterday with our friend's podcast talking about aliens. And I mean, I don't know, but we were talking about that. Just like how I've always been paranoid that an alien's just gonna come and abduct me. Well, I'm standing in there and I just feel like this presence, and I look into like the living room, and I'm like, that's a dark corner. That could be like something, And so then my mind starts telling me, oh, and so I grab my pill and then I run to the room, and I'm like, I was just terrified. Jacob's like, what happened? I was like, we were talking about the Greys. Like, yeah, I kind of was like, what if they're in there? And he's like, okay, I'll be like, yeah, I can't watch alien movies at night. And for the most part, we try not to watch like horror movies at night either. But
we still do. We still watch horror at night.
Yeah.
I love the thing with the aliens because we can only see 2%. These eyes, and I can't even see 2% because I have glasses, So, I mean, we can only see 2%. So, yes, those hyperdimensional beings are all around us, most likely. That is kind of scary to think about. Absolutely.
Well, and then our friend was telling us that there's invisible aliens. There's a race of invisible ones, and I'm like, fuck that. Nope.
I'm like, the Predator already told us that. So
that is true.
We already knew.
Yeah.
That is so true. So, with spooky season coming up, you are going to do your podcast, which is super exciting. Do you have any other like big plans, or is there any like traditions that you normally do during this time?
Not really. I stopped really going to haunted houses a while back when they started costing like $20 to get in. So I was like, I'll be at home and scare myself. I got spirits all around me all the time. So I really just enjoy all things spooky. So like to make my house spooky, like the decor. I like to hang out with friends outside more often because the weather just feels like that. Get a fire going. I'm just really looking forward to like scary movie nights with friends where we bring over food and things like that.
Love that.
Yeah. That's our time really that we like just shine. It's Halloween. Like, love it.
Yes. It's my fave too.
Yeah, we like to go to the haunted houses, but you're right, they're so expensive. Like, we're looking at going to the ones in Muskogee, and they're like $50 for like 3 haunted houses, and I'm like, ugh.
The price will be the scariest thing. I promise you. I promise you.
That's so true.
That is so true.
But there's something thrilling about knowing you're going to get scared, and I think that's what it is for me. It's like, oh, I know they're supposed to scare me. And then it happens so quick, and you're like, that was it, like it's just like a very quick whoop.
Yeah, that's fun,
Fun fact, I worked at the Bricktown Haunted House from 15 to 21.
What?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, do you remember the Bricktown Haunted House?
Yeah, so you probably scared me a lot whenever I was younger.
I was in the last chainsaw room, and I was the person getting cut up and killed.
All right. I think you probably gave me nightmares. Yeah.
Probably, because I have a terrific scream. So.
Oh, yes. So
yes, you do.
that's a perfect leeway to talk about our
Nice little
project.
segue there.
I know I said leeway. Is
You're
that a thing?
fine.
Did I make that up?
Leeway is a word, but segue is the word.
So what is
we're looking
leeway?
for. Like a little bit of wiggle room, maybe?
See, you gave us a little bit of wiggle room to move to another topic. That's what I was saying.
We
But
leave that on the segue.
on a segue,
There you
yes.
go.
Yes. But so you know, something special and why I wanted both of you here, especially with it being spooky season, is we've all been fortunate to work with each other on a special project that is near and dear to my heart. It's our other podcast. It's called Queer Fears. And so Queer Fears was really just a podcast project that we created with the idea of writing horror stories with queer characters written by queer people. And that's really what it was. We wanted just a podcast with short, original queer horror stories. And so the first season, it was myself, Alex Carr, and Philip Rideout or Giselle Monet. And so we started off with the first season, and then the second season, we brought in J-Kub as a writer as well. And so we got some other perspective. Jizzy had to go on her world tour of being a drag queen, and so she parted. But we wrote some really awesome, fun stories, and that's where enter Holly auditioned for our stories, and we knew the moment she auditioned, it was on. And I'm going to let you kind of talk about like her auditioning because it was your story and kind of what sold it for you.
So the first story that I wrote was for Queer Fears was called Jones America. I grew up in a very small town called Jones, and very typically small Oklahoma town. Everyone's kind of, you know, hey, who are you? We don't take too kindly to your folk. You know, you know, if you're from out of town, they look at you kind of funny, like, what are you doing here? Anyway, so Holly auditioned, and she just completely nailed what I was going for. She sounded like she could have been one of my cousins growing up, honestly. I mean, it was great. I mean, she totally nailed it. Any direction we told her to do, perfect. She took it from what we had in our mind to like the next level. So we were like,
Period.
okay, casted, totally perfect for the role.
Yeah. I mean, I will second that. I definitely was like, wow, this chick is talented, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So tell us, Holly, you know, you didn't know any of us. So kind of like coming into this, like, what were you thinking, especially when you had to like read? I know it's like putting you on the spot to read, but like, give us some tea on that.
Okay, so I have done voices my whole life. So this was my moment. Y'all have no idea. And then I seen, like, when I got to look over, I'm thinking to myself, well, let me back up. I got some news back in 2021, and I decided after that I was just going to live. I was going to live to my fullest and do whatever it was that I wanted to do that I've always held myself back from. And this was the perfect opportunity for that. I've always wanted to utilize all of the different voices I can do. So this was like prime, like, opportunity. And let me tell you, you both made me feel so safe that I could do something like that, because it's atmosphere, right? It's set and setting. Yeah. And y'all provided that to me, and it showed, I feel like, because I was safe enough to be as I am.
Thank you. That's so sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you got the opportunity to read. Do you remember the character and like anything specific about that character?
I definitely remember everything about that character.
I think I heard.
There's my cousin.
Yeah.
So I actually grew up spending my weekends in Jones America as well.
Oh.
My family grew up there, and so we had this conversation, J-Kub, where we talked about this.
We did.
My cousins went to Jones.
We probably really are cousins because everyone in Jones is related. So We probably really are. But yes, after you told me, you're like, yeah, I used to spend my weekends there. And I was like, well, that totally checks out. That's why you knew exactly how we all sounded. And that's why you got
Johnny
cast.
Pats. I mean, Johnny
Yes,
Pats.
Johnny
I
Pats.
was like,
Yes,
yes, I got you. I've been in there a few
you do.
times.
I've been
Even
there. I
been
owned
in the
it.
same store that I
Yeah.
talk about. So yes, it was fate, really. I mean,
It was.
small world. We never met each other, and how crazy.
Yeah, no coincidences. This was all like divine alignment. I got to go and have so much fun with you all.
Yes, you definitely gave that character so much life, and then you really just became such a staple in that project, lending your voice for many things and for many future projects that we're working on. And so that's kind of the big exciting thing for me, is just like the ability to know that this year we obviously took a break because we're getting married in October, so
Very busy.
and Halloween is always busy, right? Like, especially
Yeah.
for those who are truly spooks at their hearts.
But we want to do Queer Fears right. We always want to give it the value, like the quality, like we don't want to just put out something in a rush just because we're focused on other things. Like, we really want it to be something good and quality work, so like that's why if we can't put it out like to the level we want it to be, we would rather just hold off until next year or next time, whenever it is ready, and that way we're presenting everyone with something that is like quality.
Yes. Quality.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. But I just wanted to mention the prom queen killer, because
Yes. Sorry, just real quick. You were so great as the cashier. We forgot. We were like, oh, we did not cast this other role in this other story. We didn't even have to audition anybody. We were just like, I messaged you right away and I was like, hey, can you do this other role? I know you can do it. I just know you can. So, and you, of course, agreed. And thank goodness you did, because you totally made that story as well.
I'm just grateful that you both, or whoever, all put that together. I mean, those stories were well thought out. I mean, it was lived before almost. Like, you barely had to really like go too far deep here. So it was a lot of fun. And let me tell you, after that story, I was like, oh man, we can add on to that story. That's going somewhere else.
Yeah.
We could do a whole backstory based on that character. That would be that would be great.
Oh my gosh.
That'd be amazing.
Yes.
Yeah, I love that. And then, so you were saying you did the prom queen killer. Tell us more.
That one was a lot of fun because I got to embody Nancy from The Craft.
Yes.
I love Nancy from The Craft. She's one of my favorite psycho killers. So I was like, man, so I watched her a lot, and in actually other movies, because I just love I don't even know her name, but the one that plays Nancy.
Faruka Bach.
Faruka something.
Yeah.
Yes. I just love her presence, how she performs in all of her movies. But The Craft really helped me hone in on what I wanted to bring to the table for y'all.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. And I think that it was just so awesome to have you step into these characters and give them life, because the thing for us is like, we write these, we kind of see what we see in our head, but it's like, it's so different when it's being acted out. Like, for me, a lot of my stories, I would write them and then I'd forget like what even happened. I was like, oh, that's actually clever. Good job, Albert. And so I pat myself on the back, but like, because I'm also very like, my brain's like shoots at like 1,000 miles per hour. And so like, I write things and sometimes I forget things, and then I like move on to the next idea. And so like, I always have to try to get like J-Kub to like proofread it or like try to figure it out, because he's more the logical one. Like, he's like, Albert, that doesn't make sense. You can't go from this to that. Like, we need to find a way to like work the path to get to there. And so I'm like, okay, I guess let's do this. And so, and then you hear it like with someone reading it and you're like, oh, wow, that's clever. Good job, writer. And so, it was so much fun.
I bet that is pretty amazing to witness your stories coming to life, like breathing in life to your characters. That is cool.
Yeah, it's so crazy. Like, I remember my second story, like the first time hearing it, like it was like so crazy. Like it literally like brought a tear to my eye. Like literally
A
just
few
because
tears.
it was just like so crazy. Like I had thought about it for so long, and then like whenever it finally just happened, I was like, wow, that was like powerful. So I mean, it's crazy to actually see something like that or hear something like that come to life. Yeah, it is crazy.
Yeah.
I know it definitely is like and I think that's what it reminded me of, the concept of like how artists always say they feel like they were pregnant with their album and then they like get to deliver it to the world. And so yeah, so with that, like we did take the break this year, but we are coming back next year with a bunch of new stories. We actually have like 4 maybe written already, and I would like to say they're pretty solid. I'm just like so gagged to like hear this one come to life. It's one of my favorite ones that I wrote, probably my most favorite up to date. And it's unreleased, so it's gonna. There's a lot of expectation going into it, but like it's about La Siwanava, which is a story of a horse lady, kind of like La Llorona, but not. She's in Central America. We hear about her in El Salvador. She like leads men to their death, especially if they've been unfaithful. And so bringing that and bringing my culture, like last time I brought some like Latino culture, but this time I'm actually bringing like the country of El Salvador into the story and just kind of tying those pieces and this ancient monster that terrorizes the people. And so I love it. There's a lot of inspiration from our relationship, but also like other relationships that I have or been around. And so that is my next like big project, is to try to get that. And I would love to see some of these like in actual video form, a movie or a short film. We can do that. It's going to take time, money.
Yeah. Well, and we know, like, Holly, I'm sure you've got some good stories that you could share with us too, that we could easily make into something. I know you've got some good ideas up in your brain. I know you do.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Happily. There's so much that goes on in here.
Well, we can put it to good use.
Yes. And so with that said, we haven't really said this on any like platform at all, but I was talking to Holly the other day, actually pretty dangerously driving on the turnpike, messaging her, like I normally do. And I was like, I want to do something short. And Holly was just very like, yeah, that'd be cool. You just like hype me up. And kind of my brain started turning, and I was thinking about like, let's do this like campfire horror mini series for this season that we don't have anything out, just to give like the kids something to consume. And spoke to J-Kub, spoke to a couple other people that were involved as actors that have helped write. So that's the other thing. We've had some actors from the other stories that have actually pitched in some help in writing some of the new stories. So we really are enjoying bringing in some other people and getting different perspectives and helping us fine tune our stories. So, but we are looking at creating this like short anthology, maybe like kind of think of what's that series called that I mentioned when we were
Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Yeah, it's kind of like that idea of all these stories. And then I kind of want like a visual component of it. So I got the new iPhone, and so it records real well.
So we're basically the film directors.
Yes, we're venturing off into this, so we'll figure out how this all works, But I'm excited because I do think that we could make like really have some short little stories and make it fun, make it a visual, make it audio, and then something people can consume in small bites. And that's what I like about this podcast. It's like short stories in small bites, because a lot of podcasts, you have like a 30, 45 to an hour. Some podcasts are 2 hours. And sometimes I'm like, I just want to hear something pretty quick, and I don't have 2 hours. I have like a 10-minute drive. Let's get it out there. So I'm excited.
Yeah. That is exciting. I'm excited for you. I have a whole visual, like the Are You Afraid of the Dark, where they throw the stuff on the fire.
Yeah.
So
you have to create that in your own way.
Yes. So we need actually that's on our list to do today is kind of start brainstorming some ideas for that. So I will definitely be reaching out and picking your brain, Holly, and hopefully you'll be free to join us, especially for the filming, because we know you are the actress.
Yes, I would love that.
All right, so this is my favorite segment. It's called What If, where I give what if scenarios, hence the name What If in the podcast. So, Holly, are you ready? J-Kub, are you ready?
Oh yeah.
I'm ready. Hands on the
Okay.
buzzer.
All right. So I'm going to give you this scenario, and then I just want to hear what both of y'all think. So, what if you were a siren? Who would you target, and how would you rain revenge on them?
Ooh. Who would I target? This could get spicy.
Let's do it. Turn up that heat.
I would target oh man. I could probably get in trouble for saying this. I better watch myself. I would target CIA that's in our waters. And I would pick their brain and then I would devour them.
Ooh, eat them.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're gone.
Cannibal siren. Love it.
Yeah.
It's not cannibalism because you're not eating a siren, you're eating a human.
Oh,
True.
That's true.
Half human.
Well, whatever.
Hybrids. But aren't humans hybrids now? Like we got so many microplastics and heavy metals inside of us. We're kind of hybrid
Oh,
too.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
So true.
All right,
What
what
about
if for
you?
you?
I don't know. Like I legit was like sitting there like thinking like, okay, if I'm a siren, I'm living probably in the ocean. So I'm like, well, what boats are going by? Is it so I'm like sitting here like thinking like military stuff. And I'm like, I'm thinking way too in depth about this. I could probably just sit in a bathtub and sing my little siren song and whoever I wanted could come by, right? I mean, I don't know. Is that how could it work that way too?
Yeah.
Yeah, good.
I don't know. I don't have a ton of enemies, but I mean, if I had that power, I mean, just try not to get on my nerves because watch out. I would use it. I
Yeah.
would so use it. I would be a bad siren.
Yeah. But you know what? That's it. You know, like for me, I'm not an hateful person by nature, but I would definitely target and seduce all the homophobes and be like, oh yeah, come here. You hate gays, but you know, I see what you're doing.
Right.
And then I would just drown them. Like straight up.
Like all of the Republican Oklahoma state legislature would be like
Anyone threatening human basic rights. Like that's it.
Yeah.
I'm with it.
So y'all better beware. They're lucky I wasn't born a siren. So
There was another lifetime that you must have been because baby, you already thought it out.
yes. What if you were in a secret love triangle with Frankenstein and his bride, but you all got exposed on social media by your jealous ex? What would you do?
I'd say stop being jealous. And that's it. Are you mad?
Yeah.
Would you pick?
That'd probably be it. That's what I would do.
Would you pick between them?
No.
Keep
I
both?
mean, they're both. Come on. Let's go.
Right. The more the merrier.
Yeah, absolutely.
I would say, I mean, obviously R.I.P. Rest in peace, Jerry Springer. But I always wanted to see Jerry Springer in person. So that would have been a golden opportunity. Just call him. They would have flown you there for free. You'd have been the guest, you know.
You're 15 minutes. Jerry.
Now you can go to Steve Wilkos, right? He's got his own.
Yeah.
It's not the same.
He's not
Oh,
quite
yeah.
as good, but
What would the headline be? Man leaves.
and he'd be like, "Get off of my stage!" Yeah, he always makes me so mad with that. I'm
Get off.
like, go sit down, Steve.
It would have to be like something like, I was gay and then I met Frankenstein, or I met the bride. You know, they always have these weird like taglines.
Right.
Last one. What if you could drop your own makeup line? How, or what would be your secret ingredient that would make the people die over it? What would it be? Something
Die
that's
in
not
what?
used.
Die in what sense? Really die? Because if so, I'll just go to the actual creators of makeup and ask them what they're doing to kill him. But to die for, I would just say my special ingredient is love.
Oh, like a heart, like a beating heart.
Ooh, I mean, that's good, but no. Little sprinkles of me and everything. Not weird, though, but love.
Right.
Everything was marked with love or sealed with love.
Right.
Yeah.
I've just backpacking off of that. I probably would say, love with just like the smallest. I cannot like stress the smallness, like the small amount of cocaine, just like the smallest amount of cocaine
that's
mixed
so
with the
true.
love.
Yes.
You got to get them hooked.
No, they'd be hooked for sure.
You gotta.
Beauty is hooking.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
There you go.
Like a toddler's serving. This is what I'm talking.
toddler
very
size.
small amount.
Just a smidge, just a zhuzh.
Like just like enough, like the little pageant toddlers are taking it. Like that, just that.
Rub it on their teeth like they used to.
Mhm. They love it.
Yeah.
It helps their teeth grow in easier.
Yeah.
Or not grow in at all. It just keeps them from growing in at all.
Yeah, they have baby teeth.
Okay, just a disclaimer: we are totally kidding. Drugs are bad, and especially for kids.
Yes, we do not condone that kind of behavior for kids.
Not at all. Not at all.
But kind of talking about kids. I don't know who we were talking to, but we were talking to someone that said like when we get spooked, like we release like some kind of hormone that's like supposedly makes you like younger, or I don't know, but someone was telling us something and I was like, do you know what I'm talking about?
I think they were saying that like, and this is paraphrasing.
Oh, I know who
totally.
it was.
It was our tattoo artist. We got tattoos.
Yes, we got new tattoos.
Little pokeball here.
Oh my god, that's so cute.
Yeah.
And then
matching hearts on the other side.
And I got a little one on my wrist. It just says "Mañana será bonito," which is tomorrow will be beautiful.
Yeah. So he was telling us while we were getting these tattoos that, how people used to sacrifice the virgins and the kids or bathe in their blood and all this stuff. Like they said that they would. He said something about because the kids would be more scared than the adults, like they would release more, maybe endorphins, or I forget what he said. They released.
He said a specific chemical. No,
it wasn't adrenaline, but it was the what did you say?
Adrenochrome.
Something. I think that.
Yes,
that's
I think
it.
that was
I think
it.
That's it.
Yeah, it's the adrenochrome in the blood.
And so he said that that's why they would do it to kids, is because it would release more of that and like, it would make you look younger or something. I have no idea, but yes.
So that would be.
I know what they're talking about. I got it. I know what he's talking about.
All right.
I bet you've already done this, huh?
Oh yeah, you're an old pro.
Maybe in another lifetime I was a Dracula or something. I don't know.
You were Elizabeth Bathory in a previous life.
I love it. All right, so Holly, you're going to be put on the spot. Jacob's going to actually be on a future episode, so I won't have him play this game today. This is called Song Association. So I'm going to give you a word. Jacob's going to put 15 seconds on the timer.
Get my timer.
And you have to sing a song using that word in it. So like, let's say if I pick a song like, I don't know, like let's say I pick Chandelier, then you sing the Sia song Chandelier, so you sing a line that uses that word. So
okay,
are you prepared?
I'm sweating. Let's figure it out.
You got this. There's only 6 words.
Okay.
All right. The first word is dark. 15 seconds, go.
Dark horse. Because I'm coming at you like a dark horse.
Woo! Who sings that?
You dare to do it.
Who sings it?
Katy Perry.
Good job. All right. Next song. Word. The next word is song. So 15 seconds, go.
This is a song that doesn't end. Yes, it goes on and on, my friend.
Exactly where my mind went
Love
too.
It. All right. You're 2 for 2. Third word is eyes. So 15 seconds, go.
You can't hide your lion eyes.
That's a classic.
Eagles.
Who is that?
The Eagles.
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah.
it's a classic.
All right, 3 out of 3.
It's a Jones thing, Jacob.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
we grew up
Where
in
we grew up.
Jones.
Is it the same Eagles that collaborate with Kesha?
I think
Oh,
that's
I
the
don't-
Cleveland Eagles.
Okay. The next word is driving. 15 seconds, go.
Oh. I don't.
3 seconds. Oh, time. That's
Dang
right. I
it.
couldn't think of one either. I could think of like drive
Yeah, I
Or
can think
like-
drive,
or
incubus.
driver. I thought of driver's license, but I can't.
Driving. There's a. Let me see if we can find one real quick. Song.
You didn't have your own like answer?
No, because then I would give it to you.
Well, you should at least write down your own answers. That way you could at least prove to your future guests, like, there really is a song with this word in it.
I mean, I feel like there's a song with
Oh,
every
probably
word
like
in it.
driving me crazy
Yeah.
or
Oh,
something. You know,
You drive me. No.
you're driving me redneck crazy. Is that a
Driving
song?
Wheel. Driving Wheel is a classic blues song.
Okay.
Okay, never heard it. I can.
No, but the Casey and JoJo song, "You're Driving Me Crazy."
I'm going
Crazy,
crazy just thinking about you, baby.
Well, let's just say it was
Casey and JoJo.
driving.
Yeah, I can go with
Dri-
it.
Driving Miss Daisy has a song.
It does.
I was, yeah.
All
I
right,
like
next
to
one.
say driver, but not driving. Anyway, sorry. Go ahead.
Next one is dance. 15 seconds, go.
Just dance, it'll be okay. Da, da, do, do, just dance.
Another classic.
Yes, good job. Final one. Ding, ding, ding. Sunshine. 15 seconds, go.
You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray.
Perfect. So I'm going to give you a bonus one since driving, we couldn't find one. The
Okay.
word is spider. Let's see if you can redeem yourself. Spider, 15 seconds, go.
The itsy bitsy spider went up the water spout. Down came the rain.
You killed it.
Thank
It's
you.
6 out of 6. Good job. See, you got this. All right. So, Holly, tell our listeners where they can catch your podcast. How can they keep up with you? And yeah, the floor is yours.
Okay. On Instagram, my podcast is the Psychonauts cast with underscores in between. It's kind of new. Sorry, guys. I also have Holly Smalls on Instagram where you can find me. I share my podcast stuff there. On my Facebook, it's just Holly Howard. I'm on Spotify, Apple Podcast, Amazon. I'm on a lot. I don't really know. So yeah, you can just look up the Psychonauts mirror, and it's on a lot of platforms.
Perfect.
Cool.
So, listeners, you heard it from Holly. Make sure you go follow, like, share with all your friends. Also, while you're doing that, listen, share, like, subscribe to Queer Fears. Get your spooky season started. You're going to have that spooky season. You're going to have the Psychonauts mirror with their spooky season. It's going to be pretty spooky. So turn up the music or your podcast, turn off the lights, get a drink. If you do cocaine, then put on your teeth.
Not your kids.
Not your kids. Hide your kids, hide your wife, hide your husbands. But it's going to be a fun time. Also, while you're at it, make sure you give this podcast also 5 stars and all these podcasts, because if you don't give us 5 stars, you're literally going to lose your front teeth, and we don't want that to happen to you.
We do not want that for you at all.
So the way to combat it is dropping 5 stars for all 3 podcasts and telling us how much you love it. And if you hate us, tell us how much you hate us with the 5-star review.
Yes, 5 stars. hate y'all with 5 stars.
Yes, so much hate. I'm giving you a 5-star. Also, if sometimes we have questions asking for advice, we didn't have time to get to one today, but if you have a burning question you want to get some advice from, unsolicited, unprofessional advice, then send us a message. You can email me at itsgivingwhatif@gmail.com. You can go to my Instagram and DM me. It's givingwhatif. Or you can go to my profile and click on the link. There's a link tree. We have a speak pipe. So you go to speakpipe.com/itsgivingwhatif. You can actually leave a voice note there or just send a DM. Whatever's easiest for you. We want to know your thoughts. We want to hear your dirtiest confessions. Whatever you want to share, please drop it there. And if you want to sponsor any future coffees for our podcast, then go to buymeacoffee.com. It's Givingwhatif. And sponsor us there. So, y'all, it's been so much fun. Thank you so much for spending your time here today and giving us some great laughs. I hope y'all have a good one.
Yes. Well, thank you for having me.
Yes.
Yes, thank you so much for inviting me onto this. This means a lot. I had so much fun. Podcasting is so much fun with y'all.
You make it fun
Thank
too.
you.
And we will be definitely working on so much more. So,
Yes.
listeners, love y'all. Thank you so much and have a good spooky night. Bye.
Bye.
It's giving what if.